Alright, we're going to do the final wrap-up on this machine. And if you watch the first video, you'll know where we're at. Right. I'm done spraying. I'm cleaning up. I rinsed the machine out with water. I got kerosene in there. I don't have any paint throw with me. Kerosene will work fine. Always store it with some sort of mineral spirits. And keep the packings wet. It's just better for the machine. It really doesn't have any corrosive parts in it. It's all nickel, stainless steel, and very expensive parts, in fact. I guess that's why these machines were so expensive when they were new. Which takes me to back in 1967. You would pay about $800 for a Graco 333. And a new Chevrolet panel truck, by comparison, was about $1,800. So it was almost half the price of a new vehicle. They're all machined out. Nothing but the best materials. That's why they're still pumping 50 years later. I have to do a quick rundown what's going on here. This here is an electrical junction box. This machine will run off a 110 or 220. It's just a matter of unscrewing this and changing some connections. Down in here. Okay. This is your hydraulic fill. That's where the sump is down there. Doing the best I can to hold this camera. This is how you check the hydraulic oil. Take that out. Keep it clean. Then there's a screen in there. Pull the screen out. And there's a dipstick at the bottom of the screen. Notice everything is perfectly clean in there. It will stay that way too. Even if you manage to get a little junk down there, it will be caught. Let me try that. Let me do this screen again. I don't know if I caught this on video, so I'll just do it a second time. Okay, there you go. And there's a dipstick on there. So you shouldn't really take it out unless you're leaking. The hydraulic oil, by the way, unless you get a leak or you spill the machine by knocking it sideways or doing some dumb jackass thing like that, I can't see the stuff ever breaking down or needing an oil change or anything like that. So, you know what, you're just best leaving it alone. And if you ever do have to add hydraulic fluid to it, or replace it, or whatever, don't go to Pep Boys or one of them and buy transmission fluid, power steering fluid, or any of that shit. You're being stupid. Graco still has the hydraulic fluid for these. It's pricey. A gallon's going to cost you about $18. It's formulated for the machine. Use it, or else you're just being stupid. Put something in there that's not compatible with the seals, and next thing you know, you're going to be replacing parts all over the damn place. Is it worth saving them $5-6 for that? No. Anyhow, getting on with it. There's a pump down in that sump under there, and that pumps 5 gallons a minute at 800 psi. That comes up through here. The support is actually one of the lines that carries the fluid under high pressure. This whole head here is called a hydraulic motor. This is why these are so expensive. They're machined out. They're all machined out. That's it. These are not stamped. You know, this is like fine machinery. The only moving parts you got 2 check balls, one on each side behind these little hex nuts. There's not one there. And then you got, oh yes, there is one on the top, I'm sorry. And then there's 2 down at the bottom. And that's for the paint. This is hydraulics, that's paint. It's 2 separate things altogether. Okay. Hydraulic fluid, once it goes through there, it's sort of warm, returns down this other tube. Before it comes back up, see these coils here? It goes around these coils. The air from the fan pulls up fresh air from the bottom. There's the fan, pulls up fresh air from the bottom, keeps it cool. The machine's made to run at whatever the ambient temperature is. It'll run no hotter than 20 degrees above. If it's 80, it'll run 100. If it's 100, it'll run at 120. That would be the maximum. So it's very capable of cooling that fluid fast. Alright, now, this is the hydraulic pump. It's coupled to the paint pump here. This cup is what they call a wet cup. You put a little bit of oil in there. Linseed oil. They got wet cup oil, or they call it throat oil. You put that in there. You put a little hydraulic oil in there. And motor oil for that matter. It's because these seals down here are, they handle paint. And they'll handle anything. So if it doesn't really matter. But it should be lubricated. It's good for it. Alright, now this is how this machine works. Thomas, you want to shoot the... What we want to do is get back a little bit, and we will see the piston here. Let's see how it pumps. Yeah, it's on. Alright. Turn it on. There's a little tube pull up in the back. Now pull the trigger and watch how this thing pumps. When it's on demand, it'll pump. When you let it go, it won't pump. And so it goes. This is really thin material, highly compressible. So the pump wants to keep creeping up. When you put something really viscous in there, like paint, it won't. It'll just stay there until the next time you pull the trigger. Last but not least, over here is where you turn up the pressure. It's got settings 2 to 9, and you just turn this thing, and you'll see it's building already. It'll start piling on. And that's it. This is just a knob that goes to a chain down in the sump. It goes to the hydraulic pump. And the hydraulic pump is regulated that way. If you get a good deal on one of these machines, I wouldn't pay a fortune for one, but 500 hours for a working machine, not bad, not bad. They're very serviceable machines. Two things probably aren't serviceable. If the motor doesn't work, then you're kind of screwed. If this shroud down on the bottom here, can you get the bottom? Not the paint can. Yeah. If that's cracked and it's leaking hydraulic oil, forget it. You can't buy them anymore. It's impossible. But everything else is serviceable. There's nothing in here that can wear out. It's hydraulic, all flip, everything's suspended in hydraulic fluid. Nothing can wear out. Not a thing. Paint pump can wear out. You can replace parts, put new seals, washers, bushes, and all that stuff. There's nothing in here that's ever going to wear out. Down in the sump here where the pump's at, I never saw or heard of a pump wearing out. But I guess maybe they could. They sell the parts for them today. So that's completely serviceable. Anything along the hydraulics is completely serviceable. The paint seals are all serviceable. Like I said, there's only two things. And that's the electric motor And if this thing should ever crack and leak, you're pretty much screwed. That's it. And we're done. And I put the top back on. It's a real simple affair. Back up, Tom. There we go. After I said simple affair. And that's it. Bingo. That is the Graco EH433 tutorial. Goodbye.